Hello and welcome to This Board Game Life. My name is Mark, and I had just recently released a video showing me doing some painting for Deep Rock Galactic. And the video was, I think, a little over an hour long, and I was just, doing an unboxing, showing off the Army Painter Speed Paint 2.0 marker set. And that's what I was using to paint. And I said that I would release the final, I would show off the final results after painting all of the four dwarf mini main characters. And that's what I'm here to show off today. So before I do that, again, if you would be so kind to hit that like, subscribe, follow, bell icon, all the good stuff, and feel free to leave a comment below. So again, if you didn't watch the other one, I spent a while just painting, talking about my experience using let me show you, these new paint markers that are out from Army Painter. And I was using some other markers before, and so I got these to see what I thought of them and how they work. And just state my final, my overview on them. They're fantastic. I like them a lot better than the ones I was using before, which were just plain hobby paint markers. And these, from Army Painter are specific for board game usage and painting of miniatures. They are specifically designed for this, and I found them to be a lot easier to use. So with that, I want to get down. Let me switch cameras. I want to see if I can zoom in the other way. All right, so we're going to start. I want to bring in, this is the driller. I'm going to see how close in I can get to him. Okay, that's as close as I can, but I think this will be the best. So, and I followed, what I kind of did with these is I kind of followed their default look, which is from the video game, and this is like their default look. So I went based off of that, really tried to kind of stick to it for these, and this is what he turned out to look like. So I do have like a silvery, metallic silver that I got to use for his drill bits, and most of his armor is all yellow. So this was the easiest one to do. He was basically yellow all over, and then spots of the silver metallic. Sorry about that. And I really, really like how this turned out. I think it looks really sharp with the metallic paint on there. So that is my driller. Next up so here's the engineer. So mainly red with some yellow on the beard, the hat, and then he's got different colored knee pads and his grenade launcher. And so here is what he ultimately looks like. So he's got little blue tinted glasses, and I got that in there. Did the brown on all his vest and stuff. I did go with black on his utility belt. It was brown here, but I felt like there was too much brown, so I went black for that utility belt, just to offset it a little bit. I think it looks a little better. So, but really like how his boots turned out. So, and then the gun I went just all black. So I think it looked good. Now there's like these lines on this grenade launcher, and I think in the video game they've got a little color to it, but they are very small lines, and I'm like, I'll just leave it as is. There's a little too much detail. All right, so next we've got the gunner. So he was another real easy one. He was basically all green with just some silver and on the gun. So here is my gunner. And I'll tell you what, his boots and his backpack roll, I think turned out amazing. The brown paint on this just stuck to this, and it looks so awesome. I really love how that turned out. That it looks really good. His pack is, he's all armored up. He's a heavy gunner, so everything is green. He's all armored. Now he's got like dark shades on, so I just kind of put the black there because he's got dark shades. And then his gun's black and silvered out here with some color. He does have some silvered armor on the belly plate there. If I can get that to stay in camera. And then just a splash of yellow on the top for these pieces sticking up on his gun, and then the black bands on the front holding the barrels together. And really happy with this. And again, I don't paint. This is only the second time I've painted, and I've only done with markers. And I'm very happy with how they're turning out. So here's the last one. This is the Scout, and he's mainly blue, but his gun has some yellow and black and silver on the gun, and he's got some different colors on his pickaxe. So this is how he looks. Oops, looks like I need to do a. Did I get? Oh no, that's fine. That looks just like the rock. He's standing on a rock right back here, and I thought I'd missed part of the boot, but that's him standing in a rock. So I didn't paint the bases. I just went with the characters and left the bases of all these gray. So, but yeah, his blue. Whoops, where am I going? Woo! He's got a big bright red beard. He's got the blue tinted eyeglass. He's got his yellow like spotlight. His pickaxe. Let's see on the back. It's sticking out the back, so it comes out here. He's got a black handle there with some blue and silvered tips as well. So in the video game, you actually can modify this pickaxe to be all kinds of really neat looking stuff. But again, here I went with his gun belt or his ammo clip or the little belt here. I went with black instead of brown. I wanted it to kind of offset it a little bit to give a little bit more color. Then on this side, it was like all brown. And I'm like, yeah, need to be a little bit something different there. So, but I wanted to show you what they all turned out to look like. So, all right, so let's get back. And again, I will just kind of throw them up here on this. Let's see if I can let's do it this way. So I will put them all in a line here, put them up in front of this camera, and just kind of show them off like that. I'm really, really happy with how these turned out. Again, I'm using the Army Painter Speed Paint 2.0 markers. So that's, again, I'm really thinking the markers are a really good way to go. I did this in a single evening. I did all 4 of these tonight in a matter of probably total time. Might have been about an hour per miniature maybe. And I mean, if you're doing liquid brush painting, it's going to take you a lot longer than that, I think. But, you know, I took like the yellow marker and did every character that had yellow, did that and moved on to the next color and just tried to hit them all instead of one at a time. And it worked out really well. So again, this is not a promotional video. Army Painter didn't give me any. I bought these and they arrived today, and I've been wanting to try them because previously when I used paint markers, I just bought some cheap hobby paint markers off Amazon and they worked. But these, I'm really happy with the results on these. The coloring is better on these than the others. I'm getting what I want out of there, and you've got the tips that are a lot smaller that will get down into the crevices, which some other markers I had made it really tough to get down. And even with markers, even with these, there's some spots that get a little tight. So, you know, ultimately, I mean, paintbrushings is probably the best. But if you don't do it a lot and you just want to dabble and you want to get some color on your minis, that's a huge step up. I absolutely love that. I'm proud of it. I think they turned out great. And yeah, so I hope that gives you an idea of what these new markers are like. If you haven't painted and you want to try it, feel free to check these out. These are pricier than just typical hobby markers, but they are designed for minis and stuff like that. So my ultimate after doing these tonight and doing all 4 of these compared to my experience doing it the first time with this other set, this was a lot easier to do. It's in my opinion, it's worth the extra money, and I would recommend these. They do have an introductory set which gives you 3 pens. You get Zealot Yellow, Blood Red, and Orc Skin, which is green. So you can get those in a pack. I think this was like $10 for the 3. And then the bigger pack gives you 10. So you get these 3 in the bigger pack, but you also get Grim Black, Gravelord Gray, Pallid Bone, Magic Blue, Fire Giant Orange, Hardened Leather, and Polished Silver. And that Hardened Leather, I'm really impressed with that. Hopefully, I don't know. It's probably not going to come in vol. It won't probably zoom in. This guy looks so good. That brown turned out beautiful on him. It looks good on all of them, but for some reason, I guess against the green, it really pops. But and then this also came with a tube full of marker tip replacements, because it's you can take the tips out. So like next time I go back to use these, the ones that I did use today, there's going to be dried paint in there. So you just pull those out, throw them away, and you put a fresh new tip in and load the paint in, and you're off and running. So huge thumbs up. Again, this is not a sponsored video. This is my personal opinion. I paid the money for these. They arrived today, and I wanted to start, so I am super happy with them. Feel free to comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Again, I'm not an expert painter. I am very proud of how these turned out. I think these look amazing, especially for just 4 to 5 hours worth of work, maybe. And yeah, I got what I think looks pretty darn good. Yeah. All right. Thanks again so much for your support and watching us. We will see you at the painting table.